the network, we are the key, we are the trust the world was waiting to see. Identity rises, authentic and free. Welcome to the world of ENTIFY.
Hi there, my name is Toby and this is Founders Journal. I'm the founder of ENTIFY and I want to give you another update. I've been working hard to rewrite the website again. I've done it hundreds and hundreds of times because I've got to get the marketing and the clarity perfectly right. And I think the homepage now is pretty good, so if you want to have a look you can. And I've got a new strapline, I've been working on this, and I think ENTIFY Private Identity Network. So I think that is more universal. I've got to make this perfectly acceptable to the mainstream masses. It's got to go global. That means it's got to be simple, understandable, and immediately useful to people. So Private Identity Network, it still describes what it is. See, fundamentally it's a network. It's a blockchain system, but the blockchain is built upon proven, trusted identities, provably so. So that is the foundation of the very blockchain. Remember, this blockchain, ENTIFY blockchain, we have to build it. This is a proofless meshnet blockchain, never been seen before. But the foundation of this, the reason it can be proofless, is we do not have to prove the trust, because the trust is already proven in the creation of the identity. So we have to create this perfectly trustworthy identity. That's the lawful affidavit. That's what I've been working on. And again, I think that is now beautifully simple, because in order to create this trusted lawful identity, all we have to do is create our sovereign name, our private estate, and our private dominion. And that paperwork is being worked on by Sovereign Pete. Again, arguably the leading expert in this, arguably in the world, I would say. So we need his expertise to create this perfectly lawful identity. But once we've got that, it's quite simple. Now ENTIFY is the cryptographic system that uses it, and we use it as the foundation to build a blockchain. So now that is a network, a living blockchain. The very blockchain is built upon these identities. So we cannot have the blockchain without the identities. It's amazing. And the identities they create, they're the foundation of the very blockchain. We create it ourselves by joining. We literally are creating a cryptographic network, because the cryptography would not work without us. It's impossible without us. It's the only way we can get a provably trusted blockchain. And once we've got this is something so incredible, because this blockchain is infinitely scalable. It is tiny. We would be able to have a complete backup of this blockchain on our smartphone, which is the ENTIPhone. That's never been seen before, which means we can be 100% decentralized. Quite literally, provably so. Again, never seen before. 100% decentralized on every level. And it's only possible if we get the identity right. So we build it. We literally create it. So I think that's what it is, a private identity network. And it is private because the whole thing is cryptography. The whole thing only works because of this powerful cryptography. But this powerful cryptography only works because it is private. Your keys are held offline. That's the most secure way of holding your keys. But because they're offline, they're private. Only you can access them. So by definition, it's private. The whole thing only works because it's private. It only works because we've got an identity. And what is it? Well, it's a network. So ENTIFY is a private identity network. That's the most universal description of it, I think, now. And it has, I think, the most universal acceptance. And then I'll describe it a bit more. What it does, it's privacy, security, and trust guaranteed by a new cryptographic blockchain system, blockchain design, using provably trusted identities. So now that's the full description. Now people can understand what it is, and then I go on to talk about what it does for you. What does it do? What do we get? Well, we get a lot. We get our own private personal identity that only we can access. It gives us zero knowledge proofs for everything. It means I can validate myself anywhere without revealing myself. That means we can have private banking. We can have our own private economy, completely separate, completely isolated, and that will be a stable economy based on our own token. But we can also have an integrated economy. We can integrate with the legacy banks, the legacy blockchains, and we will, because we're going to build this on Solana first. So the very first crypto we're going to have on it is going to be Solana. We can have Solana crypto. But in time, we will have our own blockchain, like I said, and that will be our own token. We will have both. So we can have perfectly private banking. Again, zero knowledge proof. We remain totally anonymous, private. But we can only be private with the bank if we join this network. You see, this network is a closed loop system. We have to join it. We have to all work together to build it. The network itself provides the security and the privacy. Again, it's hard to get your head around this. We cannot have this alone. For me to have my private identity work, it only works because it's part of this private identity network. But when I'm part of this network protects me. It validates me, and I can use this to go and integrate with the rest of the internet, with the rest of the legacy systems. Because my identity is protected by my network. My network, ENTIFY. It belongs to me. I create it. It belongs to you. You create it. That is the protection. So now we can do this. And I've got a very simple way of providing the private banking. Again, I'll run it very simply. It's going to work like this. ENTIFY, we can provide our own token straight away on our own network. That's not even going to be money. It's going to be validating money. So that's outside all systems, no jurisdiction. ENT token is simply an authentication token. It authenticates gold. Gold is the money. The ENT token just authenticates it. So we're out the system. That we can have. So we can have our own gold value system. We're using gold, but ENT token is the digital method of using it. But then the legacy systems, that's fiat currency. How do we use fiat currency? Pounds, dollars. Well, ENTIFY, when you join ENTIFY, you will have your private estate wallet. That's your gateway. In there is your identity, a non-transferable NFT locked in there. But all your assets, your ENT token will be in there. But now what you will have is tokenized currency. So ENTIFY will issue with digital credit vouchers, digital credit tokens. So in your wallet you will have ENT pounds, ENT dollars, ENT euros. Just tokens in a blockchain wallet. And what happens is, if you want to go to the shop, you want to spend ENT dollars. You touch your phone to the shop and you spend 10 ENT dollars. Now, of course, the shop does not recognize ENT dollars, but ENT dollars is a voucher. ENTIFY has issued you a voucher. So when you go and use that voucher at the shop, ENTIFY will redeem the voucher. So it will just notice you spent your voucher with ENTIFY, then ENTIFY has its own bank account. ENTIFY Limited will have a bank account, and from ENTIFY Limited, we pay the shop. ENTIFY will redeem the voucher directly to the shop. So the shop gets $10, but you spent 10 ENT dollars. So this is how, and that means that the shop, the bank does not know you. The bank only knows ENTIFY Limited. ENTIFY Limited has one single bank account. And with that bank account, it issues digital credit tokens. to you. You spend them privately, anonymously, within our network. This is all still part of the ENTIFY network. But those vouchers are now redeemable to the external world, to the legacy systems, because ENTIFY has a little company inside it called ENTIFY Limited. And ENTIFY Limited redeems the vouchers to the bank, to the vendor through the bank. So they've got to be clear here. There's two things. ENTIFY is just an operating system outside all jurisdiction. It's nothing. It's just a method that we all create our identities and work together. And eventually that will be open sourced, so we can all improve it, work on it, build things with it, because there's infinite things we could build on this operating system. And the ENT token is part of that operating system, because that's outside any jurisdiction. It's doing nothing. It's not money. It's only validating money. It's not money. It's only authenticating money. It's outside anything. But in order to do fiat currency, now we're talking legal. Now we're talking the bank. So we have ENTIFY Limited, which is a legal company, fully compliant. Ultimately, that could become a PSP, payment service provider, perfectly legitimate business. And all it does, it has a bank account, and from that bank account, it issues vouchers to the ENTIFY network. And ENTIFY network can spend those vouchers at any shop. And when you spend that voucher at the shop, ENTIFY Limited will redeem that voucher for you. It will cash it in and send the money to the shop on your behalf. The shop never knows you. The shop only ever sees ENTIFY Limited. But again, to have any of the legacy crypto and any of the legacy banking, private banking, we will have to have also your KYC. So you have to have now your government identity in there, but that's fine because your government identity is hidden. It's all locked away in your private estate wallet, never to be seen. So ENTIFY Limited will also be the company that validates your KYC. So in order to be able to issue you with vouchers, it needs to know your KYC, because the bank will need to know your KYC. But that's fine, because your KYC is done by you offline, and then all that happens is it's registered to ENTIFY Limited that yes, a cryptographic proof appears. KYC was done by user number 1024, whatever. No names, no identities, all secret, invisible, all done through cryptography. But nevertheless, perfectly authenticated KYC was done. So you're safe to do it because no one will ever see it. No one can ever steal it. That's the main issue here. Every time you put your KYC on the internet, there's a risk of it being stolen. Forget about corruption. That's the basic problem here. And we're fixing that. You can now do your KYC once. You only have to ever do it once. And then forevermore use it without ever revealing it. So that's perfect compliance and perfect privacy, all at the same time. Never been seen before, but ENTIFY can do it. And of course, there's much more we can do because the same system, we can tag any asset. So we can have unstealable cars, unfakeable artwork, unhackable computers. We can have unbreakable vaults. We can have doorways. The only way you can get into a doorway is by touching your own ENTiPhone. But your ENTiPhone would also need your conscious biometric autograph. Unbreakable cryptography to get in through a door. So much can be done with this, but only works if you join the ENTIFY network. It's the network itself that makes it possible. So when people realize this, they want unstealable cars, unbreakable vaults. Well, you have to join the network. When you join the network, you have to create your identity. When you create your identity, you must prove you're swearing an affidavit of truth that you're going to be an honest person. It's still an oath of truth. I'm going to be responsible. It means criminals won't want to join anyway. That is the trust. Without that layer of trust, none of it works. So when people want to join in, they have to become trustworthy. Some people may think twice, oh, I'm not doing that. But that's fine. We don't want any criminals. But the system itself, when it's operational, it will not allow criminals. It's cryptographically impossible to commit crimes within the network. Again, it's going to take me a long time to go through that step by step and prove every way it makes it impossible. But anyway, so I'm working on the website and I'm trying to get this message across simply and clearly so that anyone can understand it. But it's such a big message, it's such a difficult thing to explain. That's why it's taken me so long and so many rewrites. But it's getting clearer than ever before. So I'll keep you posted. I'll let you know when I think the website is actually ready again. Thank you so much, and I look forward to seeing you next time.
We are the network. We are the key. We are the trust.